What's up everyone, Franco here from DeFrancoGaming.com, which is actually currently being redesigned and revamped from the ground up, so stay tuned for updates regarding that. Today's video is all about my review of the Elgato Game Capture HD, which in my opinion is downright, seriously, without a doubt in my mind, the best way to capture your gameplay from an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3. And first of all, real quick, I have to apologize for the horrible lighting changes. The clouds are going crazy today, so you're going to see exposure changes all over the place, as well as white balance changes and all that stuff. Okay, so let's get into the review. What is included in the box of the Game Capture HD, which, by the way, side note, I gotta say, I really like the design, and that is the actual size right there on the side. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so the first thing included is obviously the Game Capture HD. Guys, look how tiny this thing is. It's literally no bigger than my hand. This thing is so small you can easily take it anywhere you go. And that alone, and in my eyes, is a huge selling point. Because you gotta understand, I'm coming from a capture card in my Mac Pro, which is obviously permanently tethered in that desktop. Well, unless I take it out, but permanently in the sense that I'm not gonna be taking my desktop from room to room, house to house, or wherever. Also included is a quick start guide, which I honestly don't think you'll need this at all because it's incredibly easy to set up. Also included is a USB cable with regular USB on one side and mini USB on the other. And the best part about this, you do not need a dedicated power cable. This thing actually powers the Game Capture HD itself. You also get a PlayStation 3 HDMI cable because for those not aware, the PlayStation 3 uses Sony's encryption, so this, in basic words, gets around that. And finally, if you do not have HDMI on your TV for whatever reason, you can use the included component adapter. Alright, so getting into system requirements, this thing does work on both the Mac and PC. So for Mac, you need at least OS X version 10.7 or above, as well as a 2 GHz Core 2 Duo processor, which isn't really saying much because, to give you a perspective or whatever you want to say, my Mac Pro is a 2006 model and it runs it just fine. And then, of course, for you PC users, the Game Capture HD works on Windows 7 and up. So yes, this does work on Windows 8 just fine. And just like the Mac, you need at least a 2 GHz dual-core processor, as well as a sound card. It's interesting that they even put sound card in the system requirements box, but who doesn't have a sound card on their PC? But hey, either way, I guess they're just covering their own butts. And finally, whether you're using either a Mac or PC, you do need at least 4 GB of RAM installed, as well as a dedicated USB 2.0 port. And by dedicated, I just mean open. Wow, I was not kidding. These lighting changes, they are all over the place today. Okay, so let's get into the actual review portion. For those who watch my videos, you very well know by now that I like to break my reviews down into pros and cons. In my opinion, that just makes things a little easier to follow along with. Pro number one, and that's the fact that this thing is just incredibly easy to use. It just works. Seriously, it just works. You plug your console into the HDMI in port, then it does the pass-through technology with lag-free gameplay, then HDMI out into your monitor or TV, connect via USB to your Mac or PC, and bam, you're done. And this alone is huge, guys. I cannot stress enough how much frustration I have been through capturing gameplay on my 360. Whether it's using complicated software, complicated hardware, all these video and audio adapters, trying to get my microphone hooked up properly, and then my sound to come through not only my headset but my speakers as well. It's just overall the most annoying process I have been through in recent years in terms of technology. But thankfully, the Game Capture HD, honestly, is like a godsend in my mind. This thing is downright incredible, and just thank you so much for coming into my life. I have been through so much frustration. So, okay, I'm just gonna end my enthusiasm right here, but believe me, again, this thing is just a godsend. There's just no other way to describe it. Getting into pro number two, well, this thing produces amazing video and audio quality. So yes, it does capture in full, beautiful 1080p HD, which is incredibly easy to share across your social networks, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Pro number 3, and this is very, very important because without this tidbit, it doesn't make the process nearly as easy as it already is, but thankfully it is here, and that is the included Game Capture HD software. Alright, so by included, I mean, well, it's free, but you have to go into their website to download it. But of course, for your convenience, I will link you right below. The first thing I want to talk about in terms of the software is the support for commentary. It's just downright simple. I love this. It actually has the feature for auto ducking. Now, for those not aware of what auto ducking is, I'm no audio expert or whatever, but I've learned this from GarageBand years ago. Ducking is when the software knows to decrease the volume of the main video, in this case your gameplay, but keep the volume of your voice, also known as commentary, at a normal volume. The fact that this is included by default, I was just very impressed because usually I had to do this by myself in software such as Final Cut Pro 10. You can also easily change your audio source, so if you want to change microphones, it's included right in the software. You don't have to mess with any drivers or any backend stuff like that. And you even have the ability to edit your captured gameplay all within the same window. You simply click the Edit tab and edit from there. And then, of course, export to any video file format you want and then share to any social network you want, again, such as YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and even Twitch, which I'll talk about now. So yes, this does have full Twitch integration. Again, I'm going to praise the crap out of this product. This feature alone is huge. I have been through headaches with capturing my screen, my Xbox 360 gameplay, whatever. Whether I'm playing a game on my Mac or my 360 or whatever else. Usually you have to mess with settings in Adobe Flash Media Live Encoder or something like that. And then get all the settings right, set up your configuration file, and then stream and just hope the quality looks okay. But the built-in Twitch integration, it just works. It does everything for you. You simply add your Twitch profile, you know, your username, your password. You set up your video settings, audio settings, and by setup, I mean, it does all the work for you. Click Stream Live, boom, done. You're streaming live to Twitch. Again, amazing. This is easily one of the best products I've reviewed in recent years. Oh, and also one more thing I want to mention on the list of pros is the fact that it does have flashback recording. Now, this is kind of tough to explain, but just think of the software constantly recording 30 seconds or so, or maybe even a minute. I believe you can change the settings. So basically, it's always capturing my Xbox 360 gameplay. So let's say, for example, I get a triple kill in Black Ops 2 or whatever. Well, the software is always capturing that, but for me, the user/gamer, I don't have to remember to hit record for that individual portion of the gameplay. The software knows to go back to that minute or so and gives you the choice to edit which portion you want to display in your recorded gameplay. So yes, keep in mind that there is a difference between capture and record. It's technically always capturing your gameplay, but the flashback recording is actually recording your gameplay from a certain time period before real time. So think of it as time traveling in a way. Alright, so as you can probably see, the Elgato Game Capture HD overall is an amazing product. It's incredibly easy to use. However, that doesn't mean it's perfect. So let's get into my list of cons. Con number 1, and this is huge with me, this is definitely a big letdown, and that's the fact that there is no official support for a face cam. Alright, so for those not aware, face cam is exactly what it sounds like. It's a dedicated portion of the video that is a webcam of your face. And I shouldn't even say really webcam, it can be a video feed, whether it's your webcam, camcorder, whatever you use. So if you go on Twitch and view any Minecraft stream, any Blacklist stream, any Call of Duty stream, any League of Legends stream. I don't play League of Legends, but I know Melanie Mac is obsessed with that, so that's the only reason I know about the game. Then you'll probably see a little box in the upper right hand or whatever corner of the screen that player prefers of their face. And this, in my opinion, is a huge feature to have in your stream because your viewers typically want that personal interaction. Not that it's bad to only show your gameplay, not your face, but still, in my opinion, seeing the person's face makes it that much more interesting. But unfortunately, the Game Capture HD software does not include it as of this recording, so hopefully, in Elgato, if you're watching, hopefully Elgato will add this feature at some point in the near future. Now, don't get me wrong, you can still do face cams with other methods or whatever, but if it was included officially from day one or even in the software, whatever in the future, then I will be very thankful. But regardless, this in no way makes me not want to recommend the Game Capture HD because this is an amazing product overall. This is just something I really wish they would have included. And now for con number 2, this is not huge at all, but that's the fact that the software, like I said earlier, is not included in the box. You do have to go to their website and download it. It is completely free. I mean, the product's not obviously free, but the software itself is. And of course, for your convenience, I will link that software right below, which is compatible with both OS X and Windows 7. Now that the pros and cons are over, you may have noticed that I did not show any footage of the actual Game Capture HD software. That's because 1, I'm short on time right now, and 2, I really want to make one video dedicated to that alone. So take my word for it, the included software, well, included, is extremely easy to use, it's very powerful, and all around, it's a great piece of software. But yes, I really do hope to make a video about it in the future because I really do want to show you how it works in terms of Twitch integration, setting up your video and audio settings, changing your sources, editing the video live within the same window, and all that good stuff. So wrapping up the review, the verdict, is the Game Capture HD worth it? Guys, without a doubt in my mind, yes. Seriously, if you love gaming like I do, go for it. If you love capturing gameplay like I do, go for it. If you love streaming or just video content in general, go for it. It's just an amazing product and I'm really, really glad it exists. Wow, these lighting changes, my God. Now, this thing does cost $155, which doesn't seem too cheap, but believe me, the price is not bad at all, especially when you compare it to my capture card, which cost me $190. So in other words, compare the ease of use and convenience of the Game Capture HD, which again just costs $155, to something more complex and just causes annoyances left and right, like my capture card, and that costs nearly $200. You'll easily see which one's worth it. Now granted, the capture card I use is not specifically built for gaming. It's a pro piece of software that people actually use for pro events. I don't do that. I just simply got it from my Xbox 360. So that might be why I'm overall pretty much annoyed by it by now. But still, again, I'm going to repeat myself. I'm just really glad this thing came into my life. Again, huge thanks to Elgato for making this video possible. I greatly appreciate this review sample, and I cannot recommend this enough. It is linked right below to GearPop as well as Elgato's official website. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is a huge product. I mean, well, the footprint of it is very small, but the capabilities and performance, in my opinion, are huge. So in other words, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask right below in the comments section. But you can also follow me over at twitter.com/DavidFranco or facebook.com/DavidFranco, as well as all my other social networks like Instagram. And also, do not forget to check out thefrancogaming.com. It's currently offline to the public, but I'm in the process of redesigning it for the last time, I promise. I finally have my idea and my goal set straight with this website, and this is set in stone from this day forward, and I cannot wait to show you guys. It's a very simple idea, but I think you guys will like it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Your continued support is awesome. Have an awesome and safe weekend, and I will see you in Monday's video, which is actually my weekend vlog. Yeah, that should be fun. Peace.